New Zealand is very good at comfort. We like our rugby dominant, but not too flashy. Our cricket team, patient, happy to bat all day for a draw. Joseph Parker, polite, even while getting punched in the face. And we call that being sensible. But here's the problem. Nobody ever won a world title by staying comfortable. Comfort is like batting out a session when you actually need a result. It feels mature, it looks safe, and it quietly guarantees you never change the game. Comfort doesn't feel like quitting, and that's why it works. Andrew, when did playing it safe become something we actually started applauding?
Well, it's in our blood. You look at the generations that came before us, they survived wars. And when you go through major world war, it's been proven that it changes biology. And so our parents have been brought up in a world where they had to be careful with food, they had to ration things. There was always the threat of nuclear war, Cold War, World War, and that impacted our parents, and that has gone through to us.
Yeah, I would actually take it a step back further, and it's their generation before that, the baby boomers, before the baby boomers, the greatest generation that won the Second World War. They really had it tough and really were staring at speaking German. And they said, hey, never again. We're going to make sure our children, the baby boomers, get free education, free health, social welfare. And that's what they did. And the baby boomers, my parents, you're right, they were rationing and stuff. And they were like, we don't want to be like that ever again. But that's made my generation soft and the generation of my kids crazily soft.
Yeah, I mean, there seems reluctance to give kids chores. Seems reluctance to work hard jobs or work on hard things because people are looking for the easy way out. And technology has made a lot of things so much easier, and that's filtered into people thinking that life should be easy.
Yeah, see, I'm a big proponent of sitting in your discomfort. And we've taken discomfort away from children, particularly in sport, where everyone's a winner. That's not the real world. And I've got a couple of kids and going for jobs and all of a sudden it's not as easy as all that. It's not on your plate. So there's this philosophy. Do you prepare a child for life or do you protect them for life? And I would say 90% of parents in New Zealand have protected their children from life.
Yeah, the helicopter parenting and being involved in all of the things that your kids are doing is short term. Obviously, it makes it easier for them, but long term takes away from them to be able to do problem solving on their own and to feel the dignity of getting jobs done in their own way.
So how does this translate into business? We've got kids these days. I know someone who's got a girlfriend who goes through jobs all the time real quick, quite a young girl, but she's going through jobs left, right, and center and not sticking to anything.
Yeah, because people are expecting that 3 months is the equivalent of what we used to think is 3 or 4 or 5 years. People want to be running the joint within the first couple of months, getting paid $150K when they're objectively only worth 70. It seems like the social media world has made people, their expectations have gone way up, far away from the reality of their abilities. And this is dangerous because people are not really wanting to start their own business. They think, I should just earn a lot for turning up. And even if I don't turn up, I can take mental health days. I can, all those sorts of things, ruining the entrepreneurial spirit for the next generation who in reality need to start their own businesses or be ready to take over and buy all these other businesses that are coming up for sale.
But realistically, if you know this already and you've got a strong work ethic, this is what's going to get you ahead, particularly in business.
Yep, and it's fine to have a strong work ethic, but you need the problem-solving abilities and you need to be able to embrace discomfort because doing something new, if you don't know how to do it, is going to take you a few attempts to figure it out. It might be 100 attempts before you figure it out. Working hard is only one aspect of it. It's that focused and that putting the energy into the conscious learning of new things through 100 different kinds of attempts, not attempting the same thing the same way.
I always say that you've had 100% success in your bad days. You've always got through them. So in problem solving, got to have that positive attitude as well, that you will find a solution. Might not be the solution that you want, and it's not going to be a healthy solution, a positive solution, but realistically stick at it and you can get there.
Yeah, it seems like the comfort level people are looking for is to play it safe, to not risk too much and expect big rewards, even though they're not really risking that much. And the reality is that to get the bigger rewards, you do actually have to take risks. You have to buy a property. You have to buy a business. You have to start a business. You have to put money into something. Getting an amazing deal on a business or a property doesn't just magically happen. You might read case studies or see things on YouTube where people are talking about the deal of the century, that they made hundreds of thousands of dollars of equity, but they probably looked at hundreds of properties to get that deal. And before they did that, they did a lot of learning to figure out how to look at those 100 deals.
I love Arnold Schwarzenegger's 6 Secrets to Success because he talks about people who need their sleep. And the line he says is, if you need your sleep, I say you just sleep a little bit faster.
Yeah, I mean, people are saying they need 8 hours, and he's saying, well, 6 hours was what he got away with when he was doing his bodybuilding and trying to make money and then become an actor. Sacrifice is the thing that we keep coming back to. If you want to achieve things, you simply have to give up something else, whether it's hobbies or family or friend time or TV or Instagram or whatever it is, to make the time that you need to learn those new skills.
Why do people not grasp that, do you think?
Have it all. That's the mantra that people have been taught. You can't have it all, or don't worry, we'll help you out, or believe in divine intervention, things like that. You go back to your days in school. How hard did you actually have to work to get through it? Not really that hard.
No, it wasn't.
Yeah. And even the same with universities, not really that hard.
My daughter has just finished her commerce degree and absolute superstar, but she reckons being at Rangitoto College was much harder than being at university, which is staggering.
So we're not really doing that many hard things day to day, most people. And so when it comes to starting a business, which is a hard thing to scale past just yourself and maybe one or two others if you want to start a big business, it is going to be hard. It requires a lot of focused and strategic energy and thought. You can't be doing all the things you were doing. If you want to start a business, you got to do 60, 80, 100 hours a week in the beginning to make it work.
You actually have to be obsessive. You have to become crazily obsessed.
Yeah, and it's the same with property investing. It's the same with investing in stocks. If you're going to not do index investing, if you're going to do focused value investing or growth investing and you're going to pick stocks, you really are going for a strategy of luck unless you're researching a lot.
So having worked in broadcasting for a lot of my life, there's some people that, I'm going to use Mike Hosking as an example. When I was working in England 25 years ago at TalkSport, which is the biggest sports radio station in the world, we were getting up at 3:30 in the morning for a 6 a.m. start. And, that's a lot of lead-in time. I hear Mike Hosking gets up at 2:30, and he's been doing that for how long? Since 2009. Now, that is outside. That is showing the dedication, that top 1%. He's not comfortable staying at number one or being number one. He's staying at it for such a long period of time. And that's how hard you have to push yourself. That guy is remarkable that he's able to do that. But his life obviously revolves around staying at number one. Goes to bed at 8 o'clock or 9 o'clock because you can't live like that without being absolutely obsessed. And that's why he's number one.
Yeah. And if you want to be successful, you have to understand what obsession level you're going to get to. If it's going to be the top 1%, that obsession level is going to be the Elon Musk level. If it's in the top 10%, it's the more casual fan. You can be better than 90% of people at a certain thing, but it might require an extra 3 or 4 hours a day for 3 months of focused effort to get you to that level.
And it's quite well known how obsessive Hosking is with his food as well. It just came to me just now. He's always eating his berries and all this kind of nonsense. But he's fueling the beast, which we've said in previous episodes. It's not by pure luck that he's number one. and he stays there. It's the amount of
Yeah. So if you want to knock yourself out of a comfort level and get a skill that gets you into the top 1%, you have to understand that it's 3 months of dedicated work. But once you have that skill set and you're in the 1%, you can bring yourself back down to the normal hours. But if you're working full time and you want to get a new skill set, you're just going to have to do things after hours.
If this made you slightly uncomfortable, good. That usually means it's useful. There are more conversations like this across the channel about money, discipline, identity, and why most people overcomplicate simple things. Have a look around. Subscribe if you want thinking that actually holds up under pressure.